So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the semifinals of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown here in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. You're watching on Curling Stadium, and I'm Jim Nix, and I'll be joined by Sean Joyce with Connor Sim on production today. So we're happy to be bringing in West. Hi, Sean.
Yeah, we're expecting an outstanding semifinal here. All the quarterfinals, with the exception, I guess, of the one that I was doing, went right down to the wire. Even the one I was doing, it was a big open air, big end in the 7th that really closed it off. Otherwise, they might have gone right down to the wire there as well. So all of these teams playing well. All of them, I think, using it for a tune-up either to the Tier 1 or the Tier 2 next weekend. So they're focused, they're playing well. You have to expect we're going to have some strong semifinals here.
Yeah, I've certainly seen play get better as the week going on. It's not abnormal, but people seem to be having a lot of trouble with draw weight and things like that early. Still not 100%, but much better, so it's been good.
I've seen more hoodies, toques, and jackets this weekend than we usually do. It is a little cold in the Swift Current rig.
Yeah.
Actually, I wasn't paying attention for the first stone at the end. I'm not sure how it ended up in the back corner, but there it is.
I don't know either, actually. I was looking at this and doing whatever. So, anyway.
Corner
so, Van Amsterdam. Yeah, maybe you can fill us in on that, Sean. We know that Evan Van Amsterdam, the skip of the team playing Kleiter here, is not here.
Yeah, and there you can see Glenn Venance is subbing for the team. Plays out of Penticton himself. Don't know how much he's played this year. Throwing the lead stones for them. And he will hold the broom for Jeremy Hardy when Hardy goes to throw. Hardy, Jason Ginter, and Parker Conchu, normally they're the third, second, and lead in that order on this team. They'll all move up, throw fourth, third, and second, with Venance throwing the lead stones.
Yeah, I remember seeing Venance a fair number of times last year.
Yeah, I can recall calling a couple of his myself. While we're talking about rosters for the Kleiter team, their roster doesn't exactly match what we've got online either. They've got Matthew Hall listed at second and Josh Mattern listed at third, which is how they threw last year. But Matt Hall was holding the broom for Rylan Kleiter anyway, and it looks like this year they've decided to go to more of a traditional lineup. So Matt Hall throwing the third stones. He's still the vice in the house.
And playing really well.
Yeah.
It seems to be anyways. Everything I've seen of him, he's playing really well. So we got Van Amsterdam with the hammer here in the first end. 8 ends, as I said, semifinals. 2 winners move on to the final at, I forget, 6 o'clock local time, I think it is.
Scheduled for 6. We're actually on time, pretty close to on time here as we begin the semifinal, which that's it's no small feat when you've got 4 draws to play and a lot of teams playing back-to-back, and there's still ice prep to do. We were a few minutes late for the quarterfinals, but back on schedule here as we begin the semis.
Yeah, you're right. A couple of these teams are playing back-to-back, and back-to-back being pretty tight, because I did the game before this with Rylan Kleiter, and I did a double take when I looked at the schedule. Said, "Well, we can't do that game. You just played." And then I realized, well, no, it's Sunday. That stuff can happen.
Yep.
Yeah. So Rylan doesn't like the corners up there. He's going to get Josh to clean those up.
So we covered the roster issues that they don't exactly match what we have on screen. And then, of course, they also got to throw one left-hander at us just so that we can't just say in-turn and out-turn without looking to see who's throwing.
Yeah. So got rid of a couple, left one.
Rock at the back is exposed now, though.
Yeah. So Jeremy Hardy now will go to the in-turn come around. As we said, the game has changed. It didn't used to be that people would rush around center guards when you had hammer, but now everybody goes around center guards.
Got a lot of room.
Any warmer out there, Sean?
Quite a bit warmer, actually. We were into the minus 30s a couple of days ago, and it was calling for a high. I haven't looked at it lately. Yeah, it's up to -9 here today.
Wow, big difference, yeah. Much more comfortable.
Yeah, that's the kind of difference. You get a 20-degree difference in a couple of days. That's when the water mains start to break. I haven't heard any of those yet, but
yeah.
It might not be quite warm enough for that, but it's getting close.
So the come around didn't really come around, and it's pretty much wide open here for Matt Hall.
Yeah, I think if he gets the hit and roll behind cover, he might actually double the one out of the back, too.
Yeah.
It'll be close. Looks like this has to curl, though. Oh, has to curl a lot.
All right. Well, they moved it over pretty good.
Yeah, rolled in front of the yellow. That works, too. It's a way to, at least for now, eliminate that yellow at the back. There might be room to pass it by. It's tough. Can't see a ton of air by the guard. You'd like to play it with the in-turn. It's not going to look good from the hack. You can see it just creeping the broom in a couple of times. He's got that corner guard in his eye.
This will be Jason Ginter. And he is going to hit the back one. Unfortunately, leave it there, too.
Yeah, that was just a really tough shot. It was probably easier to play with the other turn, but, then you have to cross it, and that's never something that these teams are comfortable with either. You just don't play a shot like that very often.
Yeah. So Matt Hall with his second here. Trevor Johnson going all out again. 2 in a row. I'll test your cardio. Everybody's jamming them.
Yeah, but for the opposite reasons. Van Amsterdam team overcurled on theirs, and on that one, Matt Hall hits it too thin.
Yep.
We went from a chance for a deuce to a chance for a force to we're back to a chance for a deuce.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's been the last 3 shots.
So Ginter. And Amsterdam with hammer, as we said. Peter can't shoot, trying to curl, make a curl. Get some curl, won't get enough.
A little spin at the end might have got edge to edge out of it.
Yeah, I think he does. I don't think he has the inside roll without, not on purpose anyways.
So I think Rylan's thinking hit and roll to the outside corner. He can still get shot rock that way. That stone at the back, the yellow stone at the back, is only half in the 12-foot.
Yeah.
It's funny, we haven't even looked at that red one. I think it's out of the rings. Glenn's thinking about it at the same time as I am. He's going to go take a look too. It looks like it's out, but we've seen rocks with that little bit of white strip around it. They go to measure them and we find out they're in, even this weekend. So.
Yeah, and if for some reason you're not really aware of how that's possible, you have a stone that has a curved edge on the side, and to measure, you actually are measuring straight down from the edge of the stone. So sometimes you can see underneath the rock, basically, that is in play. This is going to hang around, and it will. Tricky little spot over there.
Need to get rid of our scoreboard bar to tell who's shot. There we go. Ask and ye shall receive. Boy, even then I can't tell. It's really close.
Well,
maybe too close to leave it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that that would be the case. If it wasn't, I think it's red. But even if it wasn't red, then I think that Jeremy would probably ignore it rather than go out there and try to play that.
It kind of looked like he was just playing for the short roll in behind the yellow one. There is some risk that they jam the back red one then, but even if you jam it pretty solid, I think the yellow at the back would be, well, maybe not. It depends how you hit this. You'd hate to jam it and leave it for second shot.
Yeah. Or even first shot.
You're jinxing
Jeremy
more
Hardy.
than I am.
Yeah. Make it curl a little bit. It's going to be okay as far as the jam goes. Roll a little far, might set up a possible double.
Well, and there was a double kiss there. Nobody was ready to catch it. Like, I think.
Oh, yeah, right.
I don't know whether we can see it on the replay, but I think it hit the divider first and then touched the redstone. So it will have moved it into the rings, but nobody was ready there to catch it. And then it kicked it again. So it kicked it harder. Like, take a look at it. It's off the boards, touched it, and then it touched it again. So it did push it into the rings, but it shouldn't be as far in as it's showing there in the replay. And the two teams now have to agree. There is a double left. So even if that rock is third, and that's where they've set it, the two teams have agreed it's third. Rylan makes the straight back double here. Because that rock got pushed into the rings, he's got a chance for the force.
Yep. I was trying to recall if that rock was on the rings or not. I don't know that it was. Anyway, let's watch what Rylan Kleiter does with this one. Rylan coming off a very good game. And he's not going to make the double, though.
Might not even stick around.
No, won't be too happy with that one. He does get a little bit of trouble when he has to throw bump big weight like that, although he didn't really have to throw big weight there. It was pretty
normal was good, yeah.
Yeah, any kind of contact on the back one and it's going to be out, so. But, seems to have a little bit of a wobble, half the time when he does that. Not uncommon. Lots of people do, but especially people that don't throw that shot on a regular basis.
I used to throw that shot on a regular basis, and there's still kind of a wobble now. It seems to be getting worse.
Yeah.
It's getting worse with age.
Yeah. Oh, I hear that. All right. Oh, wow.
If I don't wobble, I've got the broom in the wrong place because now I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Jeremy Hardy with a draw for 2 here in end number 1. Sweeper's just basically cleaning. Looks like it's going to be pretty good. And Team Van Amsterdam will pick up an early deuce here in the semifinals of the... Just drew a blank on what we were doing. The RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. We'll be back right after the break.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
But back for end number 2. Now that I know where we are, we should go a lot smoother. We were looking at next week's schedule a bunch over the last couple hours and just kind of do a blank for a minute where I was.
Yeah, next week's schedule isn't very far away. Starts on Tuesday.
Yeah, I know. Well, at least we're just going to broadcast it. Those guys are playing in them starting Tuesday.
Yeah, I have no sympathy for them. They're not even playing a lot of 3-game days anymore. Although the whoever wins today will have to, but nobody ever complains about the 3-game day on championship day.
No.
We used to play more triples than anything else, and if you came through the C event, if you were going to win the Bonspiel, you had to play 3 on Saturday, and to get to the final, you were 3 again on Sunday.
Yeah.
Now I play seniors where if we have to play more than twice in a day, somebody's not happy.
No. It was a revolt. They get the placards out and everything. It is funny, though, because I know when I used to run a Bonspiel on our club, it was, people inevitably would complain if they had 3 games in a day, but yet they didn't want to start before Thursday.
Yeah.
And they wanted to play triple knockouts, and they want to have 8 qualifiers. So I'm like, man, it's not that easy to figure that out, you guys. On 4-sheet curling club.
Had those days too.
Yeah. So this will probably bounce off because I've seen this happen more times this weekend than I think I've seen a season usually. It's just odd. So many draws that are that 1 foot heavy or 2 foot heavy.
Well, I see it more than I'd like to in the situations where just what we just saw there, they focus on trying to sweep for that extra bit of curl, and you have to balance that, and I don't think at times that everybody always does that. You're trying to sweep for curl, but you're also making it heavier.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might have been better off to just hit that a little thinner and maybe keep a piece in front of it.
Yeah.
It's a trade-off. The teams have to make a decision, and somebody's got to make a call. I will give them credit. Like, you've got to make a call and stick to it. You can't be going back and forth because you'll never get any. Make a sweep call and stick to it. And you know what? One of the guys, former teammate of mine, Brad Height, he was one of the best, probably the best there's ever been. He'll make a decision early to sweep for Plan B, rather than just watch a rock come down and hope you can still get Plan A.
Yeah.
And you feel like you got more influence over the rock with your brush on the ice.
Yeah.
The other thing I will say, and I don't know whether you've noticed the same thing today, Jim, or not, and not that there's been a ton of movement this week. I mean, I think it's cold out there. I think that's part of the reason why you're seeing it run a little straighter. There's been some finish, but of course we started here Wednesday night. And so with both a men's and a women's division on, there's been 5 draws a day. There's been a lot of rocks up and down the ice. And I think what we're seeing here today is that the rocks have straightened out a little bit from what they were on Thursday. And we were only getting 3 feet of curl then. We don't seem to be getting quite as much finish today.
Okay. I felt the last game we did, the last women's game we did. I felt different than that. Actually, I felt was a little bit more movement than we'd had early, but
okay.
But
I guess it depends who. I know the game I did in the semi, they were only taking just over 2 feet. Like, they were taking broom just outside the edge of the 4 foot to draw to the center line.
Oh, really? Okay. No, we were. Ronna's game they were almost at the outside edge of the 8 foot for center line.
Might be the sheet we were on then.
Yeah. Josh Mattern. This could be really good. Very nicely done.
Yeah, even spins up just a hair.
Yeah.
Still more than half behind the tee line, but pretty good spot.
Yeah, it was going to be hard to be much better than that, so it was a good shot. Nice control of the weight there.
If you tap it back to where the red's frozen on the yellow, I think the shooter would be shot rock.
Yeah.
But it won't any more than it be. Like, you're not going to be completely in the button either. And you sure can't bounce off of this, like the shot we saw a couple of stones ago.
Yeah.
You bounce off this, they hit and roll under again, and now you're in danger of giving up 3.
Oops. Like that
the
again.
Dangers of wearing a hat to sweep. That's a guy that's usually a skip, too. So.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one happen very often. Surprised now that I think about it.
Can't recall ever seeing that before.
Yep.
But he had to be very alert, because if that rock, that hat, as it falls down, if that touches the rock, it's a burnt stone.
Yeah.
So
I've worn a hat my whole life to curl everything, and I didn't play a lot of front end, but I did a little bit when I turned seniors, and I'm thinking I never ever considered the hat would be one that I'd end up possibly burning a stone with. Interesting. Matt Hall now for Team Kleiter.
It bounced off enough, I think, that he could play off the yellow. I don't know if they're doing that or just playing straight draw here. It looks like straight draw. Oh, no, he's playing off the yellow.
Yeah.
Didn't get the curl.
No, you're right. It sounded sort of proving your point on that one. That wasn't all that heavy. So I thought they'd get a little more than that out of it. We're going to stay run back now for Team Van Amsterdam. 2-0 lead, certainly not an insurmountable lead or anything, but they don't like the idea that how this is looking right now behind the one guard.
Yeah, because he didn't get the roll on top, though, I think there is a way to get all of the Reds out. If you roll right on top, even this run back, there's a chance both Reds stay.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure he's got it, though. You didn't want to hit it on that side.
No. I think in the last few feet there, Jeremy decided they weren't going to hit anything, so let's make sure we let it get a little bit more out of the way.
Kleiter's sitting 2 right now. I didn't mind his first call. I don't mind the idea of the guard either. His first call he was looking at was just come down, tap that yellow onto the freeze at the one at the back, because then he can roll over and leave the reds in the 4-foot lined up. The lineup they didn't get on the first one. Or you play the guard, and either one's good. But if you're guarding the stone at the top of the 4-foot. That's the difference. They were guarding the stone at the back of the button before. That's what left the angle for the attempt at all 3 of them.
Yeah. So 3 rocks to come for Kleiter here in the second. Sitting 2 with hammer, but being forced to play a guard here. Not forced, I suppose he has an option, as you said, Sean, but he's opted to go with this one.
This looks heavy for a guard.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get it to curl now, just so he doesn't leave angle for the triple. I think it's still there. Ever so slightly across the face, and all 3 reds go. You might lose 1 yellow with it. You might not. I mean, there's enough room between that red yellow at the back. You might be able to pick that stone clean.
Yeah. Well, this is your opportunity if you're Jeremy Harty, because that one came in much deeper than they would have liked. And yes, it's another rock that's got to go, but if it stops out by the Westland Insurance logo or something out there, there's no chance of them ever making more than just a peel, although they may draw.
Trying to decide how much I think he has to hit on this. 2/3? 3/4 too much?
Yeah, no. No, I don't think 3/4 is too much, but can't go any more than that. It's got to be 2/3 to 3/4 sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, at 3/4 he could probably hold the shooter. At 2/3 he might roll out.
Yeah.
That was a big pop. He might be on the wrong side.
Yeah, it looks like a big miss. You're not going to get that chance too often, so now you're looking at.
Yeah, but to your point, I don't think Rylan can throw another guard, because you make a good guard and he tries the freeze at the button and your end's gone.
Yeah.
Or if you are guarding, it's got to be farther over, and then you're going to leave him angle to try the triple again. I thought he'd go back to his first idea of the tap to the freeze at the back one.
Yeah.
Line these 2 reds up. Not that this is a bad call either, but you're playing to a very precise spot to make this freeze or this guard any good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he wants it as tight as what he was indicating either. I might like it out where you were talking about, out in front of the Westland logo, and maybe just touching center, or just maybe an inch over center. You show him a sliver of the outside, but make that freeze path really tough.
So Rylan Kleiter with his first here, first in the second.
Definitely has tighter line early. It's got a lot of rotation too. This should slide a bit. They need it to curl. Well, 3 straight tries at the triple, and they keep making it easier. It hasn't
I
made
know.
it yet.
Yeah, I know. I was watching this. I know that what they're thinking, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I might give up a couple of feet here and leave it at, let them see another inch of it or something rather than take it into there.
Well, they were hoping to get it to curl a little bit more so that he'd have to slice it back, which does make the triple harder. This is almost a, nose hit will get rid of the 2 in the 4-foot.
Yeah.
Just a sliver to the center line side, you get rid of all 3 of them. He's throwing the out turn this time. It was the in turn last time. He had a bit of a pop on the in turn. If you ever pop this one and hit it on the outside, you could miss the 3rd stone altogether and jam it on that yellow at the back. So he's got to be a clean release here.
This way, it's got lots of weight, if nothing else. Maybe on the nose. We'll leave one. So Rylan Kleiter with an opportunity to tie this up. No turn draw, just has to hit the 8-foot. Well, he has to hit 4 inches, let's say, of the 8-foot.
Yeah, he does have to change the path here. It's not the same path he just threw. And I don't know about you, Jim. I've seen a number of teams have issues with this all weekend long because that's one of the issues that you see when you've got ice that doesn't curl quite that 4 or 5 feet. So the broom hasn't been out this wide too many times, and he's already going to change the call. So you throw in that wider path, especially if it's a path that hasn't been thrown down for a little bit of time, and it might be 20 minutes since they threw a rock that wide. The speed could be different. And it's not only just the thrower. I've seen rocks that have come up short like that this weekend where they didn't touch it 3/4 of the way down and then realized suddenly, oh, this is light. It's not just the throwers that have a problem when you get into a new path like that. It's tough for the judgment on the brushers too.
Yeah.
That, I think, is probably why he's staying more down the middle here on the ice that's been used, and the speed should be consistent with what it's been all along.
So Rylan Kleiter trying to tie this one up.
Well, he was trying to throw a guard on the last one, and it's into the 8-foot. He's trying to throw it to the 8-foot this time, and is it going to stop?
Oh, I don't know. Is he? No, he did not. Big miss. So Rylan Kleiter will pick up just a single here in the second end. Playing the semifinals of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown at the Swift Current Curling Club. We'll be back right after the break.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. TheRockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
And we are back, and got a 2-1 game. And Sean, those are, it's only the second in, but those are the points that you just can't afford to not get, aren't they?
Yeah, they will come back to haunt you. If nothing else, it means that Rylan Kleiter, he doesn't get to throw another rock for 15 minutes. And he's thinking about it. Realistically, he was heavy on both of those draws. Like, he was trying to throw a guard with the first one. He brings it right into the 8-foot. So then to be a little too deep to the back 12 with his draw, both of those were heavy. That's not where you'd like to be with draw weight as you're playing here in the semifinal. You've always obviously had a better feel for it through the better part of the weekend, or you wouldn't be here, but struggling early in this game.
Yeah, right. Basically, all he had to do is his mistake on the first one would have been okay for the second one. Just had thrown that same weight. Anyway, they were also down to Reed Crothers in the game before this and had to get a steal in the 6 to get that one going in the right direction. So lots of time. Freeze there for Trevor Johnson.
Both teams struggling to find the line on these freeze attempts, too. Everything's been a little bit on the high side.
And Vivance. It's not a hard name to say, but I struggle with it a little bit. I feel like it's putting too many letters in it.
Oh, I do apologize, most broadcasts, for all the names that I mispronounce, but Glenn's is one where I haven't had the opportunity to meet him personally, and I've never asked, His is one where you almost wonder, so which syllable is the accent on?
Yeah.
Is it Venance or Venance?
Venance sounds like you're on vacation in Italy or something. Let's go with Vivance.
Well, I don't know. What nationality is that name? Maybe it's Italian.
Yeah,
He looks like he could be Italian.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to start sending us to these events to do player interviews or something. Josh Matter now.
Oh, that was a look down as if he thought he might have slid over something.
So the correct pronunciation of Glenn's last name is Va, like V-U-H, Nance. Coming right from the boss man.
Tell him to focus less on how we pronounce names and get me my telestrator.
I think he might have heard you. Jeremy Hardy skipping the Van Amsterdam team this weekend. Asking Parker Konshu to hit the yellow on the red. It worked out pretty good, I think.
Yeah, assist with a pretty good freeze on that other redstone. If you make the hit and roll, you can see that that Rylan's looking at it. The yellow red will be lined up to go through it.
Yes.
Can't really do anything with that top yellow. You have to be at least conscious, if you're Kleiter, that there's another yellow just biting at the back 12-foot. There's danger that can end up on the scoreboard yet too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he got out to the broom on this one. They're going to have to go on the brush.
Yeah, it was a very quick start. Josh will not be happy with that.
They're probably fortunate that they at least broke up those two so that the raise isn't as automatic as when they were still touching each other, but he can see plenty of that yellow to push it onto the red.
Yeah, it's a simple 2-foot.
Pushes it any further, he could go at it directly from the other side. He could probably see a sliver.
Yeah.
Can't decide if they need to make this curl or not.
There they go. That's a very nice throw. Could hit the one touch in the center. Well, yeah.
Yeah, you can't. If you could throw through the guard, you could, but
yeah.
It goes for the wide double, so off the one by the broom, comes across, catch that one in the 8-foot. There is a chance it takes that one out that's biting the back of the 12-foot. It's going to be going that direction anyway.
Yeah. Matt Hall. Bringing some heat as well.
A little thick on the second one, but he spun to a very good spot.
Yeah.
Second shot and not really access to it for Jeremy Hardy. He's got to peel the guard. And even peeling the guard, like he'll be able to make a play on that red stone, but it's not easy to clear all the yellows at the back yet.
Peace.
Now, what do you like if you're Rylan here?
If you're Rylan. He's still trying to steal. But
I'm not seeing a steal happening.
no. He's gonna hit the back one.
Yeah, this is probably the choices I saw were to either hit this or you play the short little run on the front one, but it's hard to separate your redstones if you do that. You leave it double back, it's still for 3. Even if you make this, you're no better than second and third, but at least it takes, for now, 3 out of the equation.
Yeah, my first reaction was the little short run back to run two, but that was the same thing. I didn't know how you were going to separate them enough to not leave a pretty easy double. So
that's the influence of that biter, right? Because
yeah.
If that biter's not there, you'd play that short little run back because it's a pretty easy shot. The problem is you're going to leave a double, and now that rock ends up back on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Those with little wee tiny biters will come back to haunt you. Jeremy's thought here, I think they don't want to roll behind because they might see a freeze. Just trying to roll open again.
Okay, it's a good shot.
You can make the double on the outside. The problem is you make that double and Jeremy's just going to draw. You're still giving up 2. You roll underneath, you're not going to be shot yet.
A very tough situation to get shot right now, other than if you want to play the little short run back. But yeah, it's just tough because you're right. You hit these 2 at the back. And I'm guessing Van Amsterdam just comes around.
He could even draw the open side for what it's worth. We're late enough at the end, he could just decide, let's get our 2 and not risk giving up the double.
Yeah.
I guess if you play the double, at least you know that little biter's not coming back onto the board, but hard to think you're ever going to get to a force situation without the roll to the middle.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get the double, but
that's not bad, though. It makes it interesting. Where do you go with this one if you're Jeremy Hardy? Like if you roll behind the guard now, or behind the stone at the top of the 8-foot, it's probably high enough up in the rings Kleiter could freeze to it and be shot. You nose hit it, he could definitely roll behind and be shot.
Yeah, if you could hit it.
You could roll to the outside, I guess, a little bit. They're going to try to roll past the guard so they can get deep enough in the house that Rylan can't roll back underneath and be shot. Not exactly what Rylan called, but sneaky good where it ended up. Because it makes this a little trickier for Jeremy. He's got to roll past those two. He wants to get all the way to the back 12-foot on the other side out in the open.
Does he want to stay in a second shot position? I would have thought so.
Yeah, you would think so. He doesn't want to have to throw a double with his last one.
Jeremy Hardy, his first stone. Ooh.
Oh, I'd have kept sweeping that.
Yeah.
Maybe thinking he stopped because he thinks it's directly in line for the double. It might be. It's close.
I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like they were thinking of that, which they should have been. That would have been pretty first thing I was thinking of.
Scary to play it because here's the thing. If you jam it, again, you're going to leave the two reds close together, and then it's a double for three.
Let's say if you hit it there, that'd be a nose hit. Take that one out of the play, but that's, you got to get ready of at least one of them.
Yeah.
It's hard to separate them when you don't want to throw it too hard either, because you don't want to be.
I'm not sure how he's throwing this. Like, if he thinks it's going to hit the back one, he's going to be throwing a little bit more weight here. He doesn't have to whip it, but, you know, good normal anyway.
Yeah.
So that's the third stone. And if you're going to hit it, you need to get it out. You have to keep both reds in the rings too. If either of the shooter rolls out, the other one I don't think should. Either of them rolls out, it could be a nose hit for three. Ooh,
So
this
Kleiter.
is not wide.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Yeah, I guess he swept that roll to the perfect spot because it was lined up.
Yeah.
One more look at it.
Yeah, Kleiter giving it a little bit extra. Not really extra. That's how he throws those hits usually anyways.
The line held really well. I thought, if anything, it looked like he might have been a hair tight, but right on the nose. And they did have the line read absolutely perfect. There's always a little bit of uncertainty when there's that much room between the stones when you're on a run back like that.
Yeah.
Would have taken a lot of bad luck, though, I think, to absolutely dead stuff it.
Yeah. So a little hit and stick for one for Jeremy Hardy. And he's fine. So a single for Van Amsterdam here in end number 3 of our semifinal. You're watching on Curling Stadium. We'll be back right after the break.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Okay, we're back. We just had our little version of the great debate. Fill you in on it sometime. Anyway, we have to do things between ends, you know. So we've got Van Amsterdam after 3 ends with a 3-1 lead. But good game so far. As we said, semifinals of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown here, with one more game to go later on this evening. That'll be the final. It'll be the winner of the Mount White game, which right now is, I don't know what it is. There's no, but everybody's standing in front of the scoreboard. But
Scottish team's ahead.
Looks like Mount's got might be as much as a 3-point lead here. We can look it up in a bit and tell you. Or you can look it up and see it yourself, whichever way you like to go.
Just going to say the Scottish team's ahead, and I'm good.
Couple of nice shots by Glenn Van Ants.
And that's big pressure too, because Glenn's normally a skip, so you know he lives his life telling the lead how easy their shots are. You can't you can't be missing those.
Yeah. No, your credibility kind of goes down the toilet when you tell them how easy they are, and then all of a sudden you don't make any of them.
Touches the guard, but it's still touching the center line, so that is not a violation of the no-tick zone. As long as it's still touching, you're good. Yeah. I had to be a little, the year the no-tick zone came in, I had to be a bit of a disturber. You can use your own adjective as to what I was disturbing, because I thought of this scenario right off the bat. Let's say you got a couple of guards out front and you try to play coming by it and you crash the guard and it leaves the center line but touches another stone and then comes back and still ends up on the center line. Is that legal? There were phone calls that had to be made on that one.
Yeah, I bet.
And if you're wondering at home, yes, that is a legal play. If it ends up on the center line, it's not a violation of the no-tick zone, even if it left it and came back. So,
yeah.
I don't think that's the kind of shot anybody'd call on purpose, but it could happen. I mean,
yeah.
You watch enough curling games, you're going to see it happen by accident somewhere.
So Rylan Kleiter going to try to play a little cleanup here. He's down a couple, but I don't want to be dealing with all the mess he's got right now of yellow stones.
Well, and he's going to have some corners to work with. And actually, he's hitting this one close enough to the nose that he might roll for another corner on the other side.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
You get the other one out, but it moved over.
A rare replay for the second man. Josh Mattern, just off the nose, clips the side of it, pushes it into the other stone, moves it all the way across into the 12-foot. And the bonus, he rolls 4 feet off the center line, or 3 feet off the center line. He's got 3 corner guards to work with. And last rock here in the fourth end. This is all Rylan Kleiter here right now in this fourth end.
Yeah.
And this isn't going to help the Van Amsterdam team.
No. Jason Ginter normally a second.
Parker Conshu, normally a lead. What's he doing throwing him through the house? Not sure what the discussion's about here. The only thing I can think of, you got two guards on the right-hand side, but they're also the better guards. In a lot of cases, when you're looking for three, you'd go around the worst guard first. Mm-hmm. Except there's only one over there, and you got a double guard on this side.
Yeah, maybe they just didn't want to take that much play to the center just yet. I thought they might be debating whether to play, this way or go around the corner, basically.
Yeah, well, that's what I think they were debating, was you go around the corner. I mean, the traditional way to play for three, you go around the guard that protects less of the middle, so the wider guard first. Let them peel the guard, then you come around the better one. Oh, a good spin at the end, because that was not dead buried until it took that little spin at the end.
Nice draw there.
And this is why you come around the worst guard first. If they make the little corner freeze here, you can't get shot rock around that other guard anymore. He's not going to play it. He's going to play the run back.
They're looking to make the run.
Manages to get the guard back to the center line too. Bit of a bonus. That maybe get Kleiter playing someplace where he doesn't want to play.
Yeah, they didn't have to do much with this. Most would watch it. Sweep a little bit here, but not really very much.
Just
nice throw.
To come
nice
past
result.
the nose.
Third stone Matt Hall now for Rylan Kleiter. Going through one of many ports available out there. I guess just 2 ports. This is going to be good as well. Pop up the other side, but even if it did a little bit, you're right. Okay, nice shot.
A little closer to the tee line. They're looking at the corner freeze again. These corner freezes to a rock that's in front of the tee line, always tough, because if you're right to the face, you're not shot rock. If you're too much on the corner and bounce off a little bit, they can chase and push it through. And did we not talk about that earlier? That in the effort to try to get that last little bit of curl, and they carry it further, and it did bounce. Now there's a chance to hit and sit for 2.
We can't tell you, and you probably did see the other semifinals actually over.
Oh, I didn't see.
Well, they just now they were walking up the sheet. So Bruce Mowat over Ross White by, I don't know the final score, but it was 4-0 when they were playing the last end. They only played 3 ends.
It's a 1, a steal of 3, and a steal of 3 on the line score. So it's showing as a 7-0 final. He's got all kinds of time to have something to eat between the semi and the final.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Be allowed. Should have to.
Yeah.
Put them in a room. Say, yeah, no, you don't get to eat. This is going to be a very nice shot here.
Yeah, he's got great line. Does he have enough weight?
Not quite, but
well, it's the Yellowstone at the back is shot rock, but it's open. The two redstones, second and third, are buried. I mean, I guess you could pick the very back one if you really wanted to, but you're not staying. And then he's got an open shot for the next one. So you're coming around and you're trying to sit 2 for your life here, I think, by the looks of it.
yeah, I think so too.
Four rocks left to come. Okay, you make this come around, Jim, and your name. We're making your name now, Jim Kleiter. What are you playing?
If they make this come around,
they make the come around.
Yeah.
Do you,
What are you gonna do if
follow
you're Kleiter?
it? Do you have the
Yeah.
run double? Would you ever run the angle red in? The one on the other side, you're not going to take the guard off your own 2 stones. That might just depend how deep it is.
Well, first thing you got to do, make sure you can score. Whatever you're going to do, make sure you
true.
don't. I mean, you don't want to take one, but you definitely need to score. See what it looks like. Here, right?
Boy, if they don't get this buried, you can go after directly for the double.
You just curled enough at the end.
I did it? I'm not sure.
Well,
With
I'm
hack
not
weight?
positive, but-
Because he only has to touch the one on the way by. He only has to move it, what would you say, 6 inches?
Yeah.
For those 2 reds to be
Oh,
shot
yeah, no more
over
than
it.
that, no. So not nearly as much discussion as there would have been before they threw that rock.
No, well, they were
as far
talking
as
about
what they're
playing.
going to do.
They were talking about playing the hit and roll into the corner. I mean, you're not getting the back one like that. You would be shot rock, but then he's just going to draw in again, I would think, because he's got to draw in again, I think, to eliminate those 2 redstones.
Yeah,
they're already there. And let's be honest, if he buries it better, he's still got a chance to steal.
Rylan Kleiter.
Trying to carve it over. You have the hit available on that. It's a little scary. I mean, if it comes off the other red, I think it still comes straight back. I don't think it's ever coming across. You'd hate to find out I was wrong.
Yeah.
He's got to roll at least to behind the guard, though. Even if he rolls past, they were looking at even a longer roll. Stick it half out in the opening, in the port.
So if he throws a good stone here, he should be able to get rid of 2 reds. And sit 2.
Yeah, I'm not sold he can get rid of 2 of them. He can't see all of this, so he's got to throw it a little bit quieter. You look at the guard, he can only see about 2/3. He can't afford to roll out.
Yeah, but don't you think if he's going to try to make the roll at all, he's going to probably get 2 reds, the 2 back ones. No, in a minute.
He's not throwing this very hard.
No.
With that ice. Like the second one, you're not hitting it very thick. It might not go very far.
Needs that shooter to move. I know that. Needs to make sure the shooter gets at least to the center guard. Jeremy Hardy. Skipping this weekend for Fram Amsterdam. Enter on the straight side. Conchu on the curl side. Oh, man.
Well, on that one, if anything, spun a little bit back to the center. I still think that the straight back tap is there.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. Need to hit that a little thinner, actually. Just
a shade.
Probably went a little more on them than they thought because I'm sure it was closer to that high guard than they actually wanted to be when they were coming by, but they also had a little more weight than I thought. So anyway, really quick update on the women's semifinals. It's a game of twos. Kang and Tirizoni tied at 2 after 4, and Ha leading Rana 2-0 after 3. They haven't finished the 4th yet, I guess. So that's it. Not too many teams to talk about in the updates now.
Understatement of the year to say this is a big shot.
Rylan Kleiter with a chance for 3 here.
Needs to
I
finish.
think he's going to quite get there.
Nope, just by it.
So Kleiter will pick up a single here in the 4th end, and he will continue to trail halfway through by a count of 3-2. We'll be back right after the break.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Back underway here in the 5th end, and for the Kleiter team, that's got to hurt. Had the chance for possibly a 3-ender there, and that could have made up for the steal they gave, the point they gave up at the previous end.
Yeah, it was a really difficult shot, but it was there, I think. I agree with you. I want to thank everybody for taking the game in today. All of you watching on our YouTube channel. We appreciate you doing just that, and encourage you to like and subscribe to the channel. Helps you, helps us, and keeps us going, enabling us to bring you as much curling as we do across the country. And on that note as well, let you know that starting on Tuesday, we will be covering the Grand Slam of Curling Tier 2 event that's taking place in Martinsville, which is probably not very far from here, Sean. I don't know. You know?
It's almost touching Saskatoon. It's just out of the city on the north end.
Okay.
Give us 3-4 more years. We'll just annex.
All right. Yeah. Anyway. So again, just thank you for joining us, and we do appreciate it. And if you are going to the chat right now, our colleague Dave Schmel will probably keep you entertained for a little while yet if he's still there. So now back to the game. Been a pretty good one.
Yeah, Rylan Kleiter probably at the point where he just soon play all odd ends because the even ends have not been his friend. He's had the heavy draw that he gave up an extra point in the second and had a chance perhaps for 3 there, and again only ends up with a single.
So we got a little conglomerate of rocks here already in this end.
Yeah, but there's 5 of them, so I think some are going away.
Yeah, I was going to say they can now start to disappear a little. And Amsterdam with a 1-point lead and hammer doesn't really love having all those rocks right there. Probably can get rid of both reds without too much trouble. And roll to the corner. That's a very nice shot. Going to roll a little further than they'd like, but
yeah, they thought they had to sweep it to get it to the corner at all. It actually almost rolls out of play.
Yeah.
The redstone belonging to Kleiter on the button is shot rock. He could guard this right through.
Yeah. Trying to get us every centimeter out of this.
Ooh, big spin at the end. Probably needed it. They didn't have very much of that yellow covered until that last little spin. Guard's a little bit longer. He's talking about splitting his own. You need to move 2 here somehow or another, whether it's the rock and the 12-foot, you come at it directly and leave yourself 2 ways in, or you play the double peel. That rock and the 12-foot is not helping you where it is.
Well, it looks like that's probably what they've decided on.
Yeah. It's close. Oh. As much as he would have lost his own, he would have actually been happy to take that 3rd one as well, because right now that Yellowstone is only protecting the red behind it. You can only hit it from the side that Rylan's on. If you ever had a shot from the other side, it's not going anywhere.
So Matt Hall now.
Looking at the double peel, should go over. I can't imagine. I think they're too close together. I think it'll go clear out to the side after he hits it. I don't think it ever comes straight back.
No.
Off the second stone.
No, not really even close.
No. If they had been side by side, that's a different story. But yeah, and you didn't. Well, now you're trying to lock another one. I think if you're Rylan Kleiter, you're not going to be able to get second shot on this attempt.
No.
This could put a lot more pressure on the Van Amsterdam team. As it sits, they're not that worried about if they can run something into that. Even if you lose the back yellow, you're still going to have one sitting against you, and then you've got a way to get it out. Well, you ever try to run something back into it now, there might be a chance you leave 2 reds on the button, and that changes things.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Play the double peel again. I don't see
think
what
so,
else
yeah.
you can do. Yeah. You need a shot at the nose hit on that red stone, then you can kill everything, but I don't think you want to be running a red one back. You run the red one back and hit it just wrong, you could leave 3 reds in the rings.
Yeah.
Could you make it running the yellow one back? You might be able to.
Just yellow, you mean straight, yeah.
Run the yellow
you
into the
probably
red at the
could.
top. You have to hit the one at the top of the 4-foot. If you miss that one and just clip the other one, well, then the yellow's the only one leaving. I think what I just saw with where Jeremy was talking about where he was gesturing, they might be talking about playing the double peel with a little bit less weight and have the yellow stone that they're hitting first spill into the rings.
Man, this just looks like so far to have it get to the rings. But
well, when I say less weight, I didn't ever think they were going to throw it with hack, but you might just throw it with like control weight, and
yeah,
because you're hitting it fairly thin, you hit about half, it'll go into that rock, and then it should spin. And with control weight, a spin will carry a long ways. This is more than control. This is thinner than half too.
Going to miss it, maybe. Nope. I have to believe he didn't throw either one of those real good, although it's possible he did throw it good and they have the broom in the wrong place, maybe, but he didn't get a whole lot of that one. He could afford to hit another inch or inch and a half or so of that stone, and has still left at least 1 guard. Kleiter just throwing the guard back up.
Yeah.
Would he ever be tempted to come right in again?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Probably not on the first one, but if this was your last shot, would you come down? Could you come down and move that enough to sit 3? As long as you could angle it so you were guaranteed to steal 1. Then if you get just across the face, tap, tap, sit 3, he'd probably have to play the double on the top 2 and give you 1. There'd be no shot to score, I wouldn't think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm of that same mind. I don't think I'd play it on this one, but I think I'd be really thinking hard about playing it on the next one.
Now, of course, Jeremy Hardy knows that too, and so maybe he doesn't peel the guard on this attempt.
Yeah.
He might try to run the yellow one in. I think they talked about it on the last one.
The yellow one that's right there, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually thought they might try to take that away. Take that rock a little tiny bit further.
Yeah, you sweep that a little bit. He doesn't have it. I can't see him peeling the red guard off. You peel the red guard off now, and Kleiter's got the choice. I mean, he could throw the straight guard again. You're probably stealing one, or he could play the tap where you're looking at 3, and hopefully you can still make a double. But if you can't, maybe it's steal a 2. I think that's what they're talking about now. They're worried that you peel the guard, Kleiter comes down and just plays the tap.
Yeah.
Moves the yellow to the back of the 4-foot, and you're looking at 3.
Yeah, 2 for sure, and probably 3 if he can get the weight exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah. And not likely to be angled for a triple. The yellow will still be back there somewhere too. If you ever jammed on it, give up a steal of 2.
Yeah.
I may be talking myself into it, but I think you have to play the yellow one back. It's at the better angle to try to make sure you kill something too. Like if you run the red one back, forget about the color. Even if it was a yellow one, if you run it back, it's too easy to nut it on the first one. The back 2 go, and then you're leaving 2 reds at the top of the 4-foot buried because your shooter's not going anywhere either.
It looks like he's going to play the double peel, maybe. I don't think. Why would you hit it? Why wouldn't you?
This is the interesting way to play the double peel too.
Yeah.
Because there's danger that red's coming straight back if you play it that way. Yeah, he's looking at the outside now.
Yeah.
I don't think
we'd
he
like
wants
to
the
see
red.
what would happen if he does the yellow straight back, but
yeah. Well, the scary part about the yellow straight back is if you miss the red at the top of the button and just clip the other one, now you're looking at possibly giving up a steal of 3. So
yeah, I think there's a smarter play, and I don't know for sure what Rylan will do, but how aggressive he'll be with his. Jeremy Harty.
Well, that wasn't narrow either. Well, that probably helps Kleiter, if anything, because that red stone at the side of the button is never leaving the house now.
Yeah, roll to an awkward spot for sure.
Yeah, that if you could blast it, that red stone's still going into the yellow at the side of the 8-foot. The problem for Kleiter, I don't see any way to sit 2 off this. So I think they're just going to guard and take their single stolen point. And I would bet you if they make the guard, Jeremy Harty just throws his away.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Scary to even try this draw because if you're a little heavy.
Yeah.
You can't do yourself any harm touching the red, but you can do yourself a lot of harm if you're a little heavy and you touch the yellow. And
Yeah.
You could say, well, he's not going to be that heavy. Well, I've seen lots of guys that heavy this weekend.
Yeah. And actually, I think, Sean, if you come down, if you ended up touching them like a quarter of that top red with just the right weight, you might move the yellow back far enough that they, there'd be a deuce there anyways, but we'll see. I don't know if I'd be trying this. It's just not enough space. The odds are just so low of making this shot that I'd say the odds of making it are lower than the odds of something going wrong on this shot.
Yeah, the saving grace, or the thing that maybe makes it possible, and we've seen it several times already in this game, is the tendency of these stones to take a big spin at the end. So if he gets this to stop right on the tee line, it might take a spin into that button area, and I think it has to get shot rock, to be honest.
Yeah. Careful, looks like it's got enough weight to me.
I don't know if it's got enough weight or anywhere close to the right line.
No. So we've got a steal and one for Rylan Kleiter here, and number 5, and we are all tied up. You're watching on Curling Stadium. Jim Nick, Sean Joyce on the mics. We'll be back right after the break.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
Draw on screen option.
So we're back for end number 6. And Amsterdam with the benefit of hammer due to the steal in the last end for Rylan Kleiter. Big end here, number 6 to score. Whoever scores has a bit of control over what's going to happen the next 2 ends. So ooh, nice little come around.
Looks like we're going to start this 6th end with the box set up.
Yep. Haven't seen that as much this weekend as we usually do. Well, I haven't anyway.
No. Well, I think part of it is when it's running a little bit straighter. They're kind of afraid to let that that buried rock on the center line sit there protected. The chase isn't as easy here as it is on a lot of surfaces, so you don't worry about that buried rock quite as much.
Yeah. So as Sean mentioned, we are looking at the sort of traditional box setup for these situations. That would just mean somebody throws up the center guard, somebody throws up the corner guard. Team goes around the center, and the other team goes around the corner. All of a sudden, you have the box built. Josh Matter now.
Yeah, I have to be careful here. This is still just the 5th stone.
Ooh, this has got to go. This has got to go. Get a piece. Get a piece. He will. Will he get enough? Ooh, it looks like he did.
That's always the scary thing on those when you're playing it on the 5th shot. You have to take enough ice to make sure you're by the guard, and that one almost didn't curl enough to get a piece of that stone at all.
Yeah. Didn't expend any energy on the rocks in that shot. It was almost air that moved that over. Good peel. Kleiter now. Put the guard back up.
Yeah, critical not to get them too close together. There was no attempt made there to even try to run the double. As long as you keep this guard long enough, you have to expect they'll just keep peeling the guards then. They didn't try the double there.
Yeah, I would think you'll probably do that for a few shots anyway, and then you might get to a point where you say, okay, well, let's split this up a little bit and try to force. But like you said, if you put one in a little too deep and they can make the double, then you are in some trouble.
Got to cover this too. You leave half a rock and roll behind the corner guard would be bad. Boy, that's a good job by the brushers to bring that as far as it. That looked like it was dying.
Yeah.
Left plenty of space. The double's tough. He's looking at it. Not really any risk to playing it other than that you're going to leave a guard out front. This is not very close.
No.
So we're going to see guard peel, guard peel, guard peel, and actually it might go right through to the last shot if it stays that way. So does Jeremy Hardy have to change gears somewhere? Or in the 6th end, do you have to make sure you've got a chance to score? Maybe you have to peel right up to your first one, make Rylan throw that one last guard.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I'm playing devil's advocate here. I don't know. Like you'd love to score 2, but how much risk are you willing to take on?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's I think you got both teams doing what they're going to have to do for another couple of shots. And then I think at one point it's a bit of a chess game, but at one point I think that Jeremy Hardy will bail on the peel and
come right around everything.
Yeah.
On ice, like what we see a lot of times where it curls 5 feet, I think for sure he would. Well, that might change things here because now he can get at that shot stone. Although, if he gets at the shot stone, he's got to hold the shooter.
Yeah.
Because that's a better guard. It's higher, but it's guarding the center line. You sure don't want to roll out and give them a chance to make a better one. This has got a curl too. There it goes. Just enough weight to get it through the back. Certainly didn't overthrow it.
No.
Might have liked to roll farther away from the guard. Gets a piece under, but not buried again, so still can make a play on it directly.
Need to hang around on one of these, though.
Yeah, and farther out, though. You got to get away from this guard. Unless they're trying to get to the nose. That's an aggressive play.
Yeah, very aggressive.
As soon as we see if it stops and it's buried, like that is an incredibly good shot. Fortunate to stay where it did. Like they're just trying to hit and roll to the corner, but they got that all the way behind that corner guard that's just protecting the very edge of the 12-foot.
Yeah, they went pretty hard on this and then almost went too hard on keeping it straight.
Look at it, dead buried behind that corner guard that's not even fully in front of the 12-foot.
Yeah.
And that kind of forces Rylan Kleiter's hand. He's going to have to try the draw around the center. You're either stealing here or you're giving up two, more than likely. And that guard's a little bit high to try to steal with. You get to the top of the 4-foot, there's probably room there to chase. If you stay full 12-foot, does Jeremy Hardy try to go around it?
Yeah, he might at 12-foot.
Well, that's kind of your choices. You almost have to be that high so that he can't chase, but then he could go around it.
Yeah. Seem to dig in quick.
Yeah. Well, that's high enough that the chase is tough, although I don't think he got dead buried.
No, not looking at the, well, no, he hasn't, but...
Close,
yeah.
3/4 under, probably. Maybe a little more than 3/4 under.
Jeremy Hardy now will try to throw a very lightweight hit, pick that red out. And in a perfect world for him, he might roll right over beside the other yellow one.
Roll frozen to his own and sit two?
Yeah.
Boy, you're greedy.
What we do know, just from watching that, although we probably figured it out before that, is that there's enough curl there that if you can get the broom in the exact right spot, that you can fully bury this shot that Rylan Kleiter just threw, because it's awfully close to that. And came by the guard fairly comfortably.
They must be sure they're by because they've switched sides now. They're by lots of room. Hits it, but doesn't get it out. He left it buried around the other corner. So now, for the I've lost count, Jim. How many momentum swings have we had in this game? This is going from a possible deuce to a good chance for a force, and you could actually go after the steal now.
Well, I think you could, and I think you should.
You're never going to leave a double, so you can come right to the top of the button and force him to play a really tough shot. You know, he could play the same shot, and he's got the force. But if you get this one right to the top of the button, he's going to have to play weight to move it. And we just saw that's not an easy shot around those guards. It's there, it'll go, but you got to come by them tight. And he'd be a rub away from a steal of 2. This looks like he's got a lot of room. Starting to curl now. Just maybe a little too in-out on the release, and they had to wait too long on it. If he's a little bit more straight through it on the release, they can pick up the brush a little earlier. They had to wait till it started to move. You can't sweep while it's still going away from center.
Jeremy might play the draw.
Yep. Well, and even this is not bad for Kleiter. He's got him throwing a draw on a side that he's thrown down it for a few minutes, and we've seen all weekend long the speed can change a little bit when you've left a side of the sheet for a few minutes.
So Jeremy Hardy with probably the most important shot of the game so far coming up as he faces 2 here, and in number 6 has to get a piece of the forefoot, almost a piece of the forefoot for 1. As Sean said, we haven't really been over here, so it's going to be a bit of a guess.
Yeah, and not just for the thrower. It's a guess for the brushers too. It's curling already. That can't be a good sign. He's got to get by the red one.
I think he's going to be okay. He's going to rub, but no, maybe not. Ooh, close.
It might have spun enough at the end, I think.
It's a great sweeping job. Actually, a pretty good throw overall. Looks like yellow. But they're going to measure, it looks like. So we'll hang on for a couple of seconds to see the measure before we go to the break. And while we are, I will remind you that next week, starting on Tuesday, Stadium Sports Network and Curling Stadium will be covering the Tier 2 Slam event in Martinsville right through to the semifinals. The finals actually move to Big TV. But right through the semifinals on Saturday, we'll have, I don't know how many games we're covering, but it's a lot. So just have a look, and we'll fill you in a little bit more on that later on. But we're excited to do that event.
So it looks like Van Amsterdam picked up the single after the measurement.
Yeah, thank you. So Van Amsterdam grabs a 4-3 lead after 6 ends of play here in Swift Current. We'll be back right after the break.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Except the curlers. So 2 ends to go in our semifinal.
At least.
Yeah, 2 at least, yeah. Yeah. I should never do that, but I do that, yeah.
Somebody usually gives me flack when I say at least, but...
Yeah. Yeah. And anyway, we are, we have 2 at least ends to go in our semifinal action here, with Amsterdam leading by 1 over Rylan Kleiter. Should be an exciting finish.
We can't even rule out 4, but that's unlikely.
Yeah, I'm ruling that out. If we go 4, we will have no coverage of the 4th end.
the second extra end, you're not going to cover the
second extra end, yeah. Yeah. Have to read about that one in the paper or when you come back for the final.
They still print those?
Yeah, I don't know. We have a paper down here every now and then. So Glenn Van Nans throws a nice shot there. Kleiter would like nothing better than to blank this end.
Glenn's had a good game. He can go back to Penticton and tell his lead how easy this is.
Yeah, yeah. Kleiter trying to follow that down. Don't know if he's got enough weight. Had a little wobble coming out there. Probably ended up taking a little of the weight off. And
yeah,
I know you can add it, but it just kind of throws your mind out of whack there for a little while, and it's not long before you have to let it go. So.
No, well, but you make a good point. Anytime you take any kind of a wobble, you will lose a little bit of weight. You don't know how much, so it's the scenario can kind of make a decision for you. Do you want to add weight to try to compensate for what you lost, or do you just let it go and let the sweepers try to make up the difference? It's so easy when you try to add to now all of a sudden you're heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't seem to matter which one I do, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You try to add, suddenly I'm heavy. I just let it go and I should have added. I'm now too light.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, those wobbles are getting too damn frequent.
Yeah. Well, I know. I hear you on that one too. Parker Conchu now with his. Oh no, it's Parker Conchu. Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
Position wrong.
Looking for the freeze here, and he'd like to keep that same line that the yellow red are already on. This would be kind of the reverse to what we saw with Kleiter last end. Other than that, I think the redstone is shot rock right now, but the angles are all favoring Van Amsterdam's team right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Five stones gone. It might be time to hit something.
Yeah, I guess my mind is that he's would be thinking blank at this time, and not because of the setup, but just because that's what you'd like to see. In which case, you might as well get started.
Setup doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
and it is set up to go yellow across the top of the red, have it come back and take the yellow on the top of the forefoot. Like it's the angles are pretty good for the run right now. This might come down to the surface that we're playing on. If you've worked games with me before, you've heard me talk about it. When teams are trying to decide whether they like the one up or the one down coming home and trying to pick, the stats will still show that if you're one up coming home without last rock, you're still going to win more often than not. Now, I maintain that you have to factor in the ice conditions. Well, the ice conditions here have been that it can be a little bit trickier to pick up the multiple point score. So if you're worried about being able to get a deuce and you're Kleiter, you're not going to pass up a chance to get a deuce. If you can get a deuce here, you're one up coming home. That's a better position.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I agree with that. Well, I agree to the point that, as you said, and as I've heard people talk about, the same people that do talk about, no, I'd rather just be one down with. Don't play always that way.
Give
you
it.
Know?
Yeah. What the one down with you on the ice that curls 5 feet?
Yeah.
You know, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to defend. Keep in mind the eighth end is different than any other end. When the team has to score 2, defense kind of goes out the window. And if a team really wants to play all out aggressively with last rock, it's hard to stop them from scoring unless you're going to play all out offensively and play it like it's a hard steal. It does make for some interesting final ends for sure.
Okay, we get the equivalent of the team timeout happening.
Yeah.
Not surprised. Jeremy Hardy, I'm sure, has more than adequate talents to be a skip in this level, and probably even has, but he doesn't skip this team on a regular basis, so not a bad idea to help him out a little bit along the way, but didn't take much. They all are on the same page, obviously. Just shrugs his shoulders, says, just throw it up there somewhere.
Yeah, you have to think the run on the guard is happening soon.
Yeah, like next shot. I'm thinking.
You bring a third one in, it could just make it easier to make contact when he plays the yellow over the top of the red. You play a guard, you might line up the triple run back. So pick your poison. Yeah, they're hoping this stops because if it gets too close together, they're just going to line it up. Looks like a nose hit to me.
Yeah, I wonder if you can hit a little off nose somewhere and get the same result, just because then you don't leave that one up there. But
yeah, there's enough room between those first two though. If you start hitting it off the nose one way or the other, I don't think you're catching the red one. Or you might leave 2 up there, depending which side off the nose you hit.
Yeah,
I don't think they might have their own out there. It looks like a nose hit. Yellow straight back onto the other one. It comes across the face of your red at the top of the 12-foot. How greedy do you want to be, Jim? Is there any? There is. There's room. If it hits it just right, if it hits the one at the top of the 4-foot just right, it doubles the 2 yellows out of the 4-foot, leaves the one at the back 8. You could hit this just right to be sitting 2. And then because your shooter stayed up there, you could be guarded. Now, that's a lot of ifs.
Yeah.
But the angles are close to where that might, I mean, it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good things that can come out of hitting this on the nose.
Yeah, you definitely got to get some stuff moving, that's for sure.
And it might not be bang on the nose. They'll look at the angle. You do have to defer a little bit to the teams on the ice because they can see the angles better than we can. We can't get behind them like they are, but nose is close.
And when you got to hit this, like you say, on the nose or close enough to the nose that you move at least 2 or 3 of these rocks.
Yeah. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Made contact with 5 and left the 2 reds in the rings.
Wow. Have another look at this because that's pretty amazing. I don't know if that's exactly what you were describing, Sean, but
it was close. I was thinking if you hit it right, that red might have come back and dead stuffed, but we'll take a look at it as it's coming in. So you get the first one. If that yellow comes across just a little bit less, it came a little bit too thin on the red, drove it, actually sliced it over the top of that yellow. But if it hits that red just a little bit thicker and stuffs it into that yellow at the top of the forefoot, you could have left everything buried. The guards are still in the center line.
Well, I'll tell you, that was looking very much like Kleiter was going to have a hard time scoring here, and maybe even not giving up 2. And now, well, before that shot, he was actually sitting 2. So it has been an odd game, as you mentioned. We call this one the momentum memory.
Yeah, it's
game of the RBC Dominions.
How many times within an end have we gone back and forth to, oh, this looks like a steal. Oh, it looks like 2. Oh, it looks like a steal or a force. Oh, it looks like 2. Like, just huge momentum swings. Sometimes from some excellent shots made, like what we saw 2 shots ago. On a couple of occasions, there's been some bad breaks.
Yeah.
Don't know if he's going to hit this one
Trevor
thick enough.
Johnson working hard trying to get to that rock. Tell you what, he did a heck of a job getting as much of it as he did.
And we're back to looking at a possible force, I think.
Never any doubt. There's always a doubt for about 2 shots, and then there's never any doubt. So we got 3 rocks apiece to come here and end 7.
Yeah, and you could tell what Jeremy Hardy's thinking about. You know, we're down to third's last stone. If we hit the rock at the back of the forefoot, Rylan Kleiter might just decide to come around and play for a deuce. That's textbook, the old strategy. If you want to try to play aggressively with last rock, you come in on third's last stone. Well, that's where we are. So he's decided to come around and get there first. He's going to ignore that stone at the back of the forefoot. Try to get something buried at the top of the button.
That's a nice throw.
Yeah, that's a very nice throw. He's got shot rock and dead buried. Glenn Van Nant's tripping over the shrapnel just outside the rings.
I always figure we should have rounded edges back there, like just move out 2 feet from the edge of the circles or whatever and round it off there, and anything beyond that is out of play. Because so often you see rocks that are over there that are doing nothing and can't do anything. People just trip over them. I think I'm in the minority though on that, so. So Kleiter now forced with what to do here.
Yeah, that stone high enough up in the forefoot, it's hard to do much with it with a chase. You chase it from the out turn side, all you're going to do is push it onto the red at the back. You chase it from the in turn side, I don't think you can get to it.
Tough part is he can't just run out and peel the guards because he's going to find himself with no chance to.
Yeah, he's going to get forced if he does that.
Yeah. Looks like he thinks he can come down and at least tap this.
He thinks he can. I'm not so sure. I don't think Matt Hall's convinced either.
No. He's going to peel.
Yeah, looks like he's trying to hit the first one thin, sort of across the top. Now it's really thin to go all the way across the top, so he's trying to spin it up and at least keep one corner guard out of this.
Bring in the heat. Well, he took out a lot of rocks.
Gets a bit of a break. Now, what happened on the ones on the side? Did that double click at all?
The one on the right that just took off? No, it just bounced off.
What about the yellow one? Take a look at the yellow at the side. It hit the rock that was coming off the side, but then it looked like it spun back, and I don't know whether the yellow coming off the side double clicked it. It did not. Okay.
So Rylan Kleiter's probably going to be forced to win here.
Well, you got to be careful here for Jeremy Hardy because he's got a pocket over there he could freeze into.
He does, yeah.
You roll this too far. And if you nose hit it, he could play the hit and roll over to that pocket.
Yeah, I think just roll. If you can roll probably, I don't know, 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet max to the left. 2 feet might be too much. That makes sure you're going to be shot if they decide to ignore it and freeze to that pocket you're talking about.
Yeah.
Jason Ginter. No, Parker Conchu will go hard, trying to get it to stay. It's going to hit and flop.
That's too far.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be just a little bit, yeah. Because they could sit here and be shot. I thought at first they were okay. Needed to just be full 8 foot.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and an extra inch for safekeeping would have been okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Rylan doesn't have to be all the way to this. Like, he can be full 8 foot kind of in between the two of them, and any kind of jam, if you leave the jam, you know, if he's a foot in front of those rocks and you leave and you jam it, the crosshouse double might be there with where your shooter ends up. Got to be shot rock here, though. If you get too much into the pocket and you leave that one that Jeremy just threw as shot, he's just going to draw.
Yeah.
And I think if you're right into the pocket frozen, I think the yellow on the other side's shot rock. This is not light. And it's not shot rock, I don't think.
Either, no. I don't think so either. Oh, definitely not.
Still likely, if you're Jeremy, if you're drawing down to that side, you probably have to come all the way down to it, because if you're a foot in front of it even, he's got the crosshouse double and he clips the red, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I think this is just however way people like to say it. It's kind of like a make sure you're there, draw kind of deal.
Yeah.
A little tap is not going to hurt you.
Yeah, the only way you hurt yourself here that I can see is if you throw it heavy enough that you throw it through the curl.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a lot of room to bounce off, because that red's running into something behind it. It's not going very far. And you have to be sitting 2 after this.
Guys are working pretty hard on this. He's obviously not heavy.
Well, you can't cross it. That grabbed.
No. Well, the only blessing on that is that it will end up with Kleiter getting 2, and you'll be down 1 width, which is not horrible. That had been a little bit worse. Have a look and see what happens here.
Yeah, see if we can see where it happened. It's right there. It started to move, and I don't know whether they left a scratch or not, because they knew right away it was gone.
Yeah. Must have been, because it didn't watch on just the rock. I just tried to watch the rock itself there, and it didn't really look like it did anything really odd.
This has taken a long time to decide you got to hit this rock. I mean, if it's close at all, you got to hit it.
Yeah. They seem to think
the red might
maybe
be
red
shot.
is shot. Yeah. Man, I'm sure not thinking that.
Don't. And again, like I said, if you've got to look at it 3 times, nose hit that rock. If you throw the draw and lose the measure,
yeah,
that's... Well, they do decide to play the hit. You really have to be sure you're shot to play the draw.
Yeah.
I get why you'd like to draw. There's not a lot of room to roll back there, but just make the nose hit. You're good.
Yeah, I get it too. I mean, it's just, you should just be able to go ahead and throw a draw and be done with it. But Rylan Kleiter's final stone here in N7 as he looks to try to get 2. Take a 1-point lead to the 8th and potentially final end.
That's a lot
more
weight than I thought he'd be throwing. I think he's okay, though.
Yeah. Very nicely done. We're done 7 ends here at the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown in this match between Rylan Kleiter and Evan Van Amsterdam, even though he's not here, and Kleiter leads by 1 as we go to the break.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
So here we go. 8th end action. And from Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Home of the Swift Current Curling Club. 6 sheets of curling ice in a really nice facility. Apparently there's also the arena here where the junior team plays.
Yeah, the Broncos play on the other side.
The Broncos, yeah. Is that league, would that be equivalent to like the OHL, or would that be more like the Junior A league like ours? It's just a notch below that.
I have to keep them all straight. I think the Swift Current Broncos are WHL, yes. So that would be
okay.
The equivalent. We've also got SJHL, and that's the Humboldt Broncos.
Oh, yeah, right.
If I can remember them, if I can keep them straight, which is which. I think that's the...
Okay. Well, anyways, sounds like a lovely facility.
Yeah, it is. Not that old. I'm trying to think of when it was built. I can remember still playing out of the old arena. So I want to say it's around, maybe around 2003, maybe? I'm guessing. I'm guessing a little bit.
So they are major junior, which is WHL.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much to Molly 17 and Stress Not for that knowledge, confirming our super host here. Suspicions. What do you think about how to play this end? Sean, would you just ignore that yellow rock and just come right around the reds? Or even throw another guard up? Anything
it's a fair question. I think the ice conditions here are changing the way teams are playing this end. It's because the come-arounds aren't quite as easy. And this is kind of an either-or. Like, he'll be okay if they just rub the guard on the way by and at least open that one up. If they're not throwing this hard at all, he shouldn't kill it. This is still the 5th stone, so he can't take the chance of killing the guard.
Yeah. Well, accomplish what they wanted to accomplish.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not hitting the guard. I didn't mind his first call. Come around the 2 on the center. Keep the play away from this corner for as long as you can, because you dead bury around the corner, and Kleiter's going to try to run it.
And Venant's going hard, trying to just to curl. Oh no, there's possible to get it over fair enough. They can't get it anyways.
Yeah, certainly these chases have been a lot easier all weekend long at coming off the center line.
Yeah. They're building up some shrapnel, though, in the back of the house. So
yeah, true. Hard to really try to throw enough weight to make that go away and roll out, though.
Yeah.
Not sure he's got the weight to kill it this time. Yeah, enough.
That's a very good one.
Yeah, but now he's back 4 foot.
Yeah.
I think you're coming around the middle now.
Yeah.
That is a really good draw.
Yeah, shot. Just a real quick update for anybody that doesn't know. Sun Young Ha beat Isabella Rano 6-0. And Tirzoni beat Kang 5-3 in the 2 women's semifinals. So you'll have Tirzoni and Ha in the final. Winner of this game is waiting to play Bruce Mowat in the men's final. And you're up to date.
They decided their best course of action is just to try to pick this clean. Even if they take that stone off the back of the 4 foot with it, they probably wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
I don't think they can see enough of it to dead jam, so you play the pick, and if they happen to catch that stone, they don't really like it where it is anyway. Yeah, it clears it, though.
Pretty nice shot by Matt Hall. Try to put it back.
Yeah, maybe 4 inches deeper. The line was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Just a few inches deeper would have been.
A few inches deeper, he probably can't clear that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Got to go to get by the red at the top of the 8-foot. This
Yeah,
might
it's
be
not gonna
light.
get by there. Yeah. Might be usable though.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing about that is it's next to impossible to remove that rock now. For now, Kleiter's sitting 2, but he'd like to eliminate yellows, and he really can't. You can't even peel the corner guard because the corner guard's blocking the path for the freeze on that back stone right now.
Yeah. I think getting there on that outturn is. Well, I guess you could get there with a hit. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, you could with a hit for sure. Third's last stone. Would you ever think about guarding that stone now? I mean, it's behind the tee line. I realize that, but
yeah,
you've only got a rock's width of the 4-foot showing on the other side. They're wondering about coming in this side. That, again, with the reverse stagger, and granted, that side doesn't curl as much, it still looks really tough.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time thinking that they can get to that, do any damage on the outturn side. So I'm not surprised seeing this one. I think if they go this way.
Oh, I think they could play the port, play the hit and roll behind the corner on the outturn side. That's why I'd be wondering about guarding it here.
Well, if that's as easy as that, or that's not easy, but you know what I mean, then yeah, I wouldn't be against guarding it, because I mean, if he does come around and make it perfect, you've only got 1 or 2 shots, so you have to look after. You're going to go to an extra end, but
and he's got the yellow-red angle at the top. If he gets rid of that stone at the back of the 4-foot. So you've committed to try to get something to the top of the house behind cover here, and this is a long ways out. And a lot of weight.
Yeah, it's not good at all. I won't be happy with that. He isn't so many like that. So another opportunity for Jeremy Harty and the gang.
I'd be tempted to make a play on the shot at the top, get rid of the overlap. Like, you hit what you could see, and you don't have to whip it. The yellow's going to stay right there, and your shooter rolls in, so you're sitting second and third with shot rock at the back of the back of the 4-foot being wide open.
Yeah.
You could even play the back one right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because you could see enough of that yellow one to chip it onto the red anytime you want to play it. I'm thinking play it now.
Yeah.
You play it with, hack weight, hit what you can see, roll the shooter in to sit second and third, and shot rock at the back of the 4-foot's wide open. Or you make the play at the back one now. That's not bad either. That's not bad either. You can't see as much of that, and this turn doesn't curl quite as much, but it's probably still there to come directly at that red at the top of the 8.
Yeah.
Anywhere where you're sitting second and third with shot rock being open at the back of the 8-foot, I mean, think about it. What end would you be really worried about that? You feel like that's a pretty good spot most of the time.
Yeah.
They're going to go direct at shot rock here.
Yeah, Jason Ginter. Looks like a nice weight choice for here. Maybe even a little bit light.
Yeah, I don't think this is getting by the front one.
No, I think you're right.
And he doesn't have the weight. He's just going to punch it in.
Oh, that's not good. I might take that side away, which is...
Well, and he had a good angle on those two, and now he doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good.
That was just really light.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought out of his hand he had a nice looking weight, but I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking like boardish kind of weight.
Yeah, it's like he was throwing the freeze, and I don't think that's what the call was. Certainly wouldn't have been what I'd have been calling there.
Yeah.
Kleiter's sitting 2 right now. His first thought was to hit the yellow that was just thrown and try to roll to the top of the forefoot, which, good shot. He doesn't have to play that. He could just straight draw to get there.
Yeah.
Although I still don't mind that, because if you draw there, Jeremy still got it to come off of. That Yellowstone is half to 2/3 exposed. He could come off of it. So why don't you just make the shot and then he doesn't have it?
Yeah, I think if you're going to hit this
not
yellow,
that big.
Yeah. I think you're going to hit the yellow. I think you got to roll further than just like a foot, like where Matthew Hall just kind of tapped there.
Yeah, I think you're trying to roll dead buried.
Yeah, because you may end up setting up a triple or something like that if you don't roll far enough.
This is the rock you could steal with if you make the roll in, and then you don't have to worry about playing an extra end. I think you kind of have to play it just so you don't leave it for Jeremy. You play anything else, and the in-off on the yellow might be Jeremy's only way into the forefoot.
Yeah.
So you can kind of do both. You can take away a shot that he's got and put a rock in a more dangerous position than that stone that's just biting the back of the forefoot.
Yeah. So Rylan Kleiter is first here in the 8th, looking to make it really difficult for Jeremy or Hardy to score even, but certainly to score 2. A lot of work to do to score 2 right now. This could be perfect.
Nicely done. A little far, but he certainly cut down the rings. Like, there's room for the draw now, but can you get 2 points in what's left of the... You almost have to bite the button with the front one. If with the first one, if you're going to make sure you got a chance for 2, you probably have to come to the back of the button. Well, that's a little risky.
Yeah.
If you're on the front of the button, you might not have room for a second one.
Well, if you didn't have room for a second one, yeah, because you're probably going to be relatively close to that yellow on the way by anyway. Yeah, this is what Glenn's asking about, basically. Same idea. I'm sure he's having that same conversation about going back to the back of the button so he can fit another one in there.
And here's the other side of it, too, and they haven't looked at it yet. They don't have a choice. It doesn't really matter, but everything's Christmas tree on the other side, so they can see half of the red rock at the 8-foot. They can see half of the red rock they just threw. Your shooter, if you get to shot rock, one of those 2 rocks is going to be available for a chip onto the stone you're about to deliver. Now, you can make it really tough, but there's no way to get shot rock here and not leave something. And you got to be shot rock. If you're not shot rock, you throw a guard.
First things first, they got to make this. Got to be shot rock when this is done. I think he's pretty close, Sean.
Got to bury a big piece of it. This has still got a lot of room.
Maybe left it. Did they leave it? They did.
And here comes the guard.
I know you're waiting for some curl and stuff like that, but I think you got to get that one there first.
Yeah, you do. It had to be shot rock, because if you're not shot, he throws the guard, and all you're going to have is some kind of, 10, 12-foot angle tap for the tie.
Yep. So Rylan Kleiter.
They're
pretty excited. Ready to throw his before that one even stopped, I think. But
They're wondering if they can see enough of that yellow to hit it. If you could hit it and stay right there, he doesn't even have the angle tap.
Yeah.
I think there's too much chance you're rolling open.
Yeah.
You roll away and you still give him the draw path again.
Yeah.
I like the guard.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, if you ever got it just out a little bit, you might end up running it on that red and having him have a draw for two. That would be really bad.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Matthew Hull's trying to talk him into it. I don't think he's going to win that one. I mean, if you could hit like 7/8 with hack weight, just drive it through the 4-foot and sit right there. The reason to play the shot is if you sit right there, he's got no way into the 4-foot. But not even the angle tap. It's just not there. But there's ways to hit it wrong, and the angle tap is still murderously tough. Do you really need to try a shot that tough just to take away what is a really tough shot that only gets an extra end? Like, you'd hate to have disaster strike and give him a shot for two when right now he's got a really tough shot just to get to an extra end.
Yeah, you're right.
Needs this to stop, or he's going to make the red-yellow raise a little easier than the angle tap.
Yeah.
I think it might be, because at least it's straight.
Yeah, I definitely am playing that. Well,
less room between them.
Yeah.
He's going to tap the red straight back, try to push the yellow into the button area.
Yep.
And we say it's easier than the angle tap, but that's by no means to say that a double tap with 6 feet between the first two is easy.
You can say it.
Not with a straight face.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. Final rock at the 8th end here. Jeremy Hardy has to make a proverbial pistol to extend this one into an extra end. The shot call is basically the red that Rylan Kleiter just threw onto the yellow, onto the button, stop right there, and go to the 9th.
Needs to curl.
It's going to be close, I think. Onto the yellow and stop right there. Who said this game was hard? What a great shot by Jeremy Hardy. That's not even nearly as easy as you might think it was. It was just a terrific shot. I mean, to get everything right here.
Yeah.
Not maybe they had lost it for a second, but
just the way we would have drawn it up if we had a telestrator.
Yeah. Yeah. It was almost worth drawing up on the screen, buying the new laptop like Schmel. Anyway, we will take a brief break here, and we will go to commercial and back for the extra end.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
They want the ice maker out there.
So we're back. In the words of Mr. Dave Schmel, bonus curling happening here this afternoon or evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I guess it's getting close to evening everywhere, but After a great shot by Jeremy Hardy, he does find himself in the...
You want to power off this device? No problem.
Sorry about that. That's my watch deciding it should talk to me. Imagine. Anyway, yeah, just not lovely situation to try to steal an extra end, but it's a way better than not getting to play. So well done.
Yeah, it got harder right away though. There's an opportunity for the tick as Glenn can't tell his lead how easy that shot was. He didn't get back to the center line, so the tick shot's available. Can't kill it, but he can move it. And that's really good.
Yeah, the importance of getting the rock in the right place.
Yeah, now you have to play this end with one guard. Expect that you're going to play the end with one guard, so got to split the center line here.
More proof for Glenn how hard these shots are at lead zone. It's been a great game. Hope you are all enjoying it.
Probably like to get this nice and tight. And they will. You want that one tight because if by some chance Rylan Kleiter doesn't get a well-buried stone to the top of the 4-foot here, you could still throw the second guard. Let him, it's got to be really long. Let him throw peel after peel after peel at the long guard. You can always come in later. You got to make sure you got maximum separation.
Yeah, I'm on board with that for sure. I'm not going in now for sure. It's just, unless that rock ended up in a horrible place or something. But I'm putting up the second guard this time anyways. I'll deal with this rock after.
Yeah, I probably would regardless too, but there are some teams that will come around.
Yep.
That one's not in a good enough spot where you have to be panicked about it, I don't think. Well, and if you're coming around to it, I'm not just freezing to it. You want to tap it behind the button.
Yeah.
Like freezing to a rock up there, when you do make a play on it, you're not even biting the 4-foot.
Parker Conchu here just trying to come around freeze on that red. Trying to work it over. A little tap.
Would have liked to move it a little farther, but that's all right. It's behind cover.
Yeah.
That was the 5th stone. Kleiter can start peeling now. He's trying to catch the one that was just thrown as well.
Yeah, I really believe they needed to throw a guard on that. But anyway, they didn't. So let's see what happens. Josh Matter now trying to make the slash double, basically. Just like that. That's why I think you need to throw the other one. You'll see the shot. He's just trying to hit probably a half of the top yellow.
Yeah.
Well slept by Matt Hall. Well called by Rylan. And Jeremy's got to wonder what to do to try to find a way to score here.
This is interesting. So instead of throwing the straight center guard, what he's doing here is throwing it far enough off the center line so that what he's hoping is half a rock on either side of this yellow, there's a chance that it jams on something.
Yeah. We do see these teams nowadays, not even nowadays, for the last few years, that they don't just go up like we would have back 25, 30 years ago and just throw the center one on the center line all day, and if somebody doesn't miss it, that's so be it. They will move it all over the place and feel like if I can even sit 2, both in the 8 foot, that's better than having them just peel it all off. There's a big miss. Wow. Guess that's why he put it there.
Yep. I don't think he was expecting a complete miss, but he's going to take it.
Yeah.
So now, where do you put this next stone?
I have no idea.
I think you want to be farther. You definitely want to be buried, I think, but I think you want to be in deeper than what he's indicating.
Yeah.
I'm playing it through in my head, so they're still going to peel the guard. And at some point in time, you're going to have to make a play on the shot stone. You want him to have to beat more than just a stone in the 12 foot. So I think this needs a good piece of the 8 if you can get it.
Well, it's going to have that.
Sliver of the 4 foot would be great in my book.
Yeah.
So he's going to peel that guard. You're going to replace the guard. Let him peel the guard for the rest of the end. At some point in time, you have to make a play on shot stone.
Yeah.
And the closer that one is to the rings, I mean, if you just stay somewhere in the 4 foot, Rylan's going to have an open hit. You can't expect him to roll all the way out. You needed that rock in where there's, chance.
Yeah.
And he rolls too far. The other option when you make the play into the rings, if you wanted to wait right till the last one, and I don't know if you do, you could hit the red, try to roll behind the yellow and tell him, okay, well, either you make the double or you throw the draw.
Yeah. So the guard goes up.
Yeah.
And here comes the peel.
And the question is going to be, do you guard that one more time? If you guard it one more time, I don't think Rylan can just peel the guard. I think he's got to come in somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe you're okay with that. Like, you're not in a great spot right now. That's a bonus. If you leave the double in the rollout, might get to that second extra end that we were talking about.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's not what you said during the commercial break.
I know, but I'm already on days informing everybody on the thing that he and I called the only double extra end game. I don't know, whatever he said back last year from the 2 with Gushu and Dropkin. And it was, so we hold a record. I don't need to hold it twice.
It's in the realm of possibility now. Let's put it that way.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Hardy's it does look like he's going to throw the guard. Now the question will be, does Rylan simply peel it?
I think he will.
Well, I'm not sure. What do you get by peeling it? Like, he's going to hit and roll underneath that yellow.
Yeah.
And then if you're not prepared to play the double anyway, if you're going to draw on your last one, maybe you're drawing now, but where? That's the other part of that question. Like, if you're trying to draw now, you're almost trying to draw someplace where you're going to have an open shot with your last one. So maybe draw to the 4 foot on the open side, make him play the double, and then you've got an open draw. He's looking at, well, he left angle. He might be able to make the double, actually.
Yeah.
That changes things for sure.
And the guard actually, maybe not the best place as far as removal of both, is moved over a little bit. So it makes it a little bit more important probably that he at least move that.
Yeah. Well, you make the double, you're not going to be facing 2 anyway. It's definitely there.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
There to make the double and roll all the way across and out of play, I think.
Yeah.
He's just getting the straight. No, he's got it.
Yeah,
they actually needed to sweep that. They lost that. Did that pick? They look surprised.
I don't know. Maybe we can see that again. Thanks.
See if that did anything at the end, because they never did call the sweep on. Take a look at this from the hog line in. Does it look like it takes any kind of a sudden move? Not really.
Nope.
They just missed the line call.
Wow. So Kleiter's team might have made this final shot a little harder than they had to be.
They might have made it a lot harder than it needs to be.
I don't know why they just didn't play that as a straight peel. Just hit a third of a rock or whatever it is, just flies away, and you got nothing difficult. Why do you ever let it hit that much of that one? Anyway. So Jeremy Hardy now with an opportunity. Still a really, difficult situation. Has to come down, move this red one a little bit, and hopefully for him, he just gets a half a rock or 2/3 of a rock flop in behind the red. Or I guess you could bump this possibly, Sean, bump it just straight back.
Yeah,
as long as
pretty much straight back,
like
but you've
2
got
rocks.
to tap it all the way through the forefoot, because you look at the front end of that red rock. Your yellow rock is never going to make it into the button, so the red rock has to clear the button. If you thought you could get a sliver across the face of this and kill the red rock, that'd be great. Even if you leave a quarter of your stone exposed, because then the rollout, you still win because of that other stone.
Gotta get it by. Gotta get it by. Gotta get it by. Whoa, he did. Now they gotta get it out. Nope.
Moved it far enough, but the jam would still leave the win for Rylan Kleiter, I think. I mean, the weight he's going to throw, he's not going to whip this down there. Probably moved it just a little too far. This still has to be made. I mean, it's still not a gimme. You got to throw quiet weight. You saw how close Jeremy came to the guard.
Yeah, he did. Final rock of the final end here in the semifinals.
I'll concede that I don't see the blank coming here.
Yeah. Semifinals of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown.
I have seen tied measures where they have to play another end. Not an extra, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Final rock for a chance to face Bruce Mowat in the finals. Just pretty lightweight. Trying to make it curl. Can't see where the other rock is, but he's going to be okay, I think. Maybe, maybe not.
He's rolling.
Holy. No, he will not.
Big spin back. I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe. Well, maybe now.
I'm not sure why we cut the camera away. Connor. I think it's yellow.
Looks like we're measuring. I thought it was yellow for sure, but then obviously the red one spun. I didn't see that.
I did see the spin just as we tried to zoom in, I think, and missed the button. It's close. Oh, what did I? Do you remember when I said a tie on the measurement? It's a blank end, and they got to play another one.
Yeah. So here we go. Can't quite see it, but
well, I could see it, but I'm guessing there's going to be legs in the way on this side.
Ooh.
Oh. It's close.
Like,
I think he pointed
red.
Well, nobody's touched anything yet.
Pretty sure, yep. Looks like red, so looks like Rylan Kleiter will survive that last shot. That didn't look good for a little while, but he will advance to the final against Bruce Mowat. We don't know what time that will be, but it's scheduled for about 15 minutes from now. Guessing it'll be probably maybe a half an hour or something. But while we're talking about that, we are now going to send you over to the semifinals in the mixed doubles of the Super Series in a game featuring Laura Walker and Kirk Myers. against Colton Lott and Katarina Lott. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again when the finals are on. Enjoy the day.